You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
All right, bear with me for this special Halloween episode.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths. In particular, Sally Hardesty and her invalid brother, Franklin. It is all the more tragic in that they were young. But had they lived very, very long lives, they could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that day. For them, an idyllic summer afternoon drive became a nightmare. The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
All right, welcome back to the Code Rad Show with our special Halloween edition.
On the afternoon of August 18, 1973, 5 young people.
All right, more excitement from Texas. Here, I'm Jason. I'm here with Cthulhu for this special Halloween episode.
Yeah.
And of course, Jim is joining me to talk about spooky
Hello,
stuff for
everybody.
the
Hello,
holiday.
Jason. Hello, YouTube. Everybody, happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Coming up quick, I chose to start the episode with that introduction narration to Texas Chainsaw Massacre for this episode in which we are discussing H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu. Might seem like kind of an odd choice, but I do think that opening narration is fairly Lovecraftian. That it has a distinctly Lovecraftian flavor to me, I think. And it's the 50th anniversary of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And there is some discussion that there are astrological events. The movie begins with pictures of the sun, the way it would have been photographed in the 1970s. It's very eerie. And there's mention of astrological events happening that maybe have affected people in a way to cause the events of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which to me sounds very Lovecraftian and cosmic horror. So this episode is a special chainsaw or Leatherface versus Cthulhu episode. So, so welcome everybody.
Welcome.
All right. And so Jim and I both have some Halloween appropriate materials to discuss. So I think I will get started. Sure. I just discovered a fantastic manga version of Call of Cthulhu.
That is very cool. I've never seen that.
Amazing. Yeah. And I don't know if my mouth is barely working today at all. And so to pronounce this artist's name, I will just go with Go Tanabe.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I've heard of him.
Okay. Yeah, he has done a bunch of Lovecraft adaptations. And for me, the great thing about H.P. Lovecraft is the sense of mystery and dread that he develops in his stories. It's so creepy, this sensing, this pervading sense of doom that just saturates everything. And then when the monsters come, for me, that's not the best part of the H.P. Lovecraft story. But, this artist, Tanabe, he has really taken Cthulhu to the next level. This is just one of the pictures, as you can see, total carnage. Cthulhu looks like he is taking over the world. I'm not sure if these are his modern followers down there, because that's more or less how they're depicted in this version. Maybe this is the ancient past, but for fans of Lovecraft, this edition is absolutely stunning. Cthulhu has never looked better, never looked more menacing. There is a statuette in the narrative, and I'm kind of surprised at how much it looks like this guy, this little statuette that I have here. The one in the story looks about exactly like that. And let's move along. Let's see. Now here's the cover. A different angle, a Cthulhu terrorizing a ship. Looks amazing.
That's really nice. That's really nice. Wow.
Oh, it's fantastic. I think this guy has about 5 adaptations. So, the Shadow over Innsmouth is the one I think I will get next. That is another classic Cthulhu mythos story, and that is one of the ones he has available. And there is a picture of the artist. Oh, and that is, he's holding a giant, mega-sized Shadow over Innsmouth. So you know much more about Japanese media and culture and stuff. Would they release manga that size in Japan?
Generally, no. It's usually a lot smaller than that. But I think
that's what I thought.
Because normally mangas like wish I got better like it's all the way up there, a lot smaller.
Mine is definitely small.
I think with like Japanese, like in Japan, basically just space is limited, so the stores are probably, they can't really have the size, like say like Tokyo. It's probably hard to have like a store. It's like the size of maybe Barnes and Noble. So I think they just have to have
cool, yeah,
squish as much inventory there as you can, and then just basically just keep your books, your manga at a small size. But I don't think I've ever seen anything quite that size.
Yeah, that's probably just promotional material, maybe just the cover and maybe like an advertisement to hang in a bookstore or something. But
yeah.
Oh, that looks so cool. I want to read it so bad. I might just have to go and order that.
That's very cool. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's I've read Call of Cthulhu, probably half dozen times. It's been a few years, so to get to experience it in a different way with as this comic book adaptation was great. So it was super fun. Great Halloween read. So let's see, what else did I... here's an example of interior artwork. Like I said, sometimes Cthulhu isn't that scary. I mean, not in the way that the rest of the Lovecraft story is scary, but I mean, that is pretty freaking menacing. That is a great representation of Cthulhu and the destruction he will wreak on humanity, I guess, if he ever decides to. Got the big bat wings. And so let's see what else. And
that is very cool.
By comparison, here is the picture that H.P. Lovecraft actually drew. So not quite as scary. But I guess we can forget. Box, or I guess he's sitting on a box, probably like a big stone cube with ancient writing on it. And so so I would say Tanabe is a better artist than H.P. Lovecraft. Speaking visually,
it's not bad, but I guess it's
no. I mean, considering this is the 1920s, and this must have been pretty out there. I mean, I think you and I have seen the original up in Providence, the Athenaeum, the library in Providence, which has a few historical artifacts of Lovecraft, and including this original scrap of paper sketch. And another super cool. I think this. So you can see a little person over there to the right. This is from the part of the story where a boat gets attacked by crazy cultist pirates. The crew manages to fight off the cultists, but they get stuck on this island, which has appeared out of nowhere. This is Cthulhu's city, R'lyeh. And so you can see it is depicted amazingly. In the story, the Call of Cthulhu, it's described as some place that is just like a completely crazy city that would drive you mad thinking about it. The angles, the the features of the place just cannot be comprehended by the human mind. And Tanabe does an incredible job of depicting that in black and white. And like as we just discussed, a small book, pretty. It would be gorgeous to see if they did like a larger size. I mean, DC seems like they're always coming out with giant versions of comic books, like The Killing Joke
Yes.
and Watchmen. I've never bought a single one of those, but a big edition of this I might be tempted to get, because as you can see, this is amazing artwork and it would look cool. Maybe even just as a print, just get a single picture. And since this channel is largely a Doctor Who channel, probably more than half the time now, one of my favorite episodes, which is, I gotta say, the most Lovecraftian episode of Doctor Who ever made, to my knowledge, Power of Crawl.
Oh yes, okay.
The way the natives here are depicted is actually kind of similar to the way Tanabe draws the cultists in the book. And here they are with their god, Crawl, who we could see one tentacle. There's like some tentacle excitement, violence that goes on in this storyline. I feel like Power of Crawl is not one of the more remembered episodes, but I gotta say, it's one of my favorites. And here you can see, I mean, for 1970s British television, here you have, Japanese artist, only limited by, his imagination. And then you have British television from the 1970s. Not too bad. I mean,
no, it's not. It's really not.
Yeah, a giant cosmic monster. You could do worse than what they did here. So, and for sure, the model is not bad. The matte effect, making it look like it's on a horizon, obviously is a bit primitive, but hey, not too bad. I got no problem with this. And so that is my little October Halloween Lovecraft presentation. Would like to do more episodes on Lovecraft, a bunch of great movies out there and all kinds of Lovecraft inspired media. So if any Lovecraft fans out there, please leave a comment. Let us know if you have any requests, any Lovecraftian media you'd like to discuss, maybe even come on, talk to us about it. Let us know.
Absolutely,
all right. So Jim, I think you is that a Japanese Coca-Cola hat?
Yeah, I couldn't the normal hat I usually wear. I couldn't find it, so I just saw this. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll wear this. So yeah, this is in Atlanta, GA. So you have Coca-Cola.
All right.
So
cool.
They said you can find Coke anywhere in the world except for North Korea and Cuba, but everywhere else in the world you can buy Coke.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we're having a little bit of technical difficulties today with I don't know if it's StreamYard or Google Slides, but I'm gonna have to do something a little different today. I'm gonna have to share my screen. So let's do that right now.
This will be successful.
Hope so. Yeah, hope so.
Oh, definitely.
I hope so. Here we go. Okay, so here we have Deadman. So are you familiar with Deadman, Jason?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know too many details. Boston brand, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Former circus stuntman, was shot during a show, murdered,
right.
And I guess I'll save his origin for a little bit later on. But let's see here. Just bear with me a minute. So let's see. He was created by this gentleman right here. Is Arnold Drake. She wrote for DC for a good number of years. But the types he did, you may not know that well. They're a little obscure. He did things like one of the first things he did for DC was this character I never heard of, and maybe I don't know if our viewers out there have known this character at all, but I didn't, and I thought I was pretty knowledgeable with DC characters, but never heard of this guy, Fireman Farrell. Does that sound familiar?
No, not at all.
Okay, no. Well, apparently that was him. That was a feature and showcase for a while.
Hmm.
He did the Bob Hope comic. He did
Cool.
writing for that.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
That's neat. Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing that. That's a great cover.
it is, yeah, definitely. Very, very 60s. Of his really shirt
Hmm.
he's got there. He wrote Stanley and His Monster, which apparently may have been, not sure, but it may have been the inspiration for Calvin and Hobbes,
Oh, wow.
possibly. Not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, another
Basically, I
thing
hear
I have,
Stanley.
yeah, never heard of it, and a fantastic cover.
Yeah, indeed. Yes. Another one of those obscure DC titles. And he even did Jerry Lewis. There was a
Nice.
Jerry Lewis comic. But I guess you can see a lot of these with monsters. I think this guy, it's not safe to say he was a fan of horror
Yeah,
for all these horror themed covers. Let's
sure,
see.
sure.
So the
Yeah.
other guy that the other guy that helped to co-create Deadman was Carmine Infantino.
Oh, okay.
And we know him from, of course, titles like The Elongated Man. We know him from creating Batgirl #2 or Barbara
Wow.
Gordon. And also, he did, of course, the big one, The Flash. That's
Yeah.
also one that probably his most famous co-creation, the Silver Age Flash of Barry Allen.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
let's see.
Iconic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it turns out that when he was a kid, when he was 12, Arnold unfortunately came down with scarlet fever and was in bed for a year. So during that year, probably not a very fun year for him, but it was a very important year because he started doing cartoons to keep
Mm.
himself entertained. And did he know later on that would transfer into his career? Let's see. So he pitched the idea to DC for this character, Deadman, in 1966, and DC was a little bit reluctant because, especially with the comics code, they were a little bit reluctant to have a character titled Deadman.
Sure.
But they finally relented, and he was published in right here from 1967, Strange Adventures number 205. Let's see. Um, this man was once who was just murdered as our hero. His story begins 1 minute later. So let's see here. I'm Boston Brand, or I was, until one of these people, one pure noble soul, killed me. But Rama
Mm.
Kushna has given me the power to move along the living until I find my murderer. And I
Mm.
will find him, even if it takes until eternity. Who has been lying in my grave?
Nice.
So we still guy standing here at the circus. Now this guy, let's see, look, Laura, this is no time to talk business. I go on in 15 minutes and I'm still not made up. I'm sorry, Boston, but that banknote comes due tomorrow at noon, and I'm not going to be able to meet it. Wonder. Forget it. I got you in 60 days. Oh, Boston, you're marvelous. The things you've done for me since Dad died. Hold it, Miss Goosebumps. I haven't done anything for you. Your dad left me 20% of this flea-bitten outfit when he died. That's what I've done for me. Me, M-E. So not exactly the most altruistic person. He's kind of a prick, this guy.
Yeah.
Not a very nice guy. So he has this costume. He becomes a dead man.
Oh,
So,
he looked his head looked much more like a skull back then.
it did. I know Ringling Brothers offered you 5 times what you make here and turn them down. I don't like their fat man. He's disgusting. He's got disgusting eating habits. She's like, why do you keep pretending you're to be the tough guy pretending? Listen, sweetheart, it's time you understood. Circus people are like children, sick, dangerous children, running it like it's conducting a kindergarten where every kid's got a machine gun in his desk. Get used to it. This is me, professional can't quite make out what that says. EINK, whatever that means. And brilliant trapeze artist, Deadman. Let's see. So fast forward a little bit. And this strong man, who we'll see later, just literally comes barging in. Good grief, you've done it again. You've turned another door into toothpicks, you moron. Let's see. So, you've never no right to do this, Constable. I got all the right need. Section 113 of the Penal Code. No fortune tellers allowed. Now get going, Confucius. Hold a law, man. Bashnin was no fortune teller. He's a counter-analyst. Same thing to me, handsome. Not quite. If I told you that booking him tonight would get you arrested for charged with false arrest tomorrow, that would be fortune telling. But if I said that you were a stupid excuse for a cop, that would be character analysis. Okay, wise guy, just watch it. I got my whole eye on this whole show. You'll be seeing me around. 1,000 thanks, sir. You were very kind, Mr. Brand. But then you can afford to be, huh? As I told you before, Ramna Kushna watches over your fate. I have read this in your eyes. Yeah, we'll see if you can get that six-armed team to watch over the box office. Business stinks. Let's see. You do not understand. Ramna Kushna is the face of the universe, and the tiny apple is enough atomic power to explode the world that is Ramna Kushna. A single raindrop may hold more microscopic life than there are people on Earth, and that is your old friend Ramna, too. So what? So you've been chosen. Ramna Kushna has some special gift waiting for you alone, and one day when least expected, it shall be yours. So, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Let's see. This guy is apparently drinking. I told you if I caught you boozing again before you walked in the cat cage, I'll knock you down. A roof. Let's see. So, I'll get you for this, Brand. All you'll ever get is a final pay envelope. Collect it tonight after the show, and don't let me catch you here on again, ever. And, hey, Leary, you should be giving your spiel. You're a barker, not a ticket taker. Yeah, I know, boss, but Gertrude was sick, so I had to sell tickets for her again. Hey, cut that out. Get out of my pocket. Okay, we'll leave some money for us. I didn't mind when you used to steal half of that take, but now you're taking it all. Be a good pitchman and handyman or you're a good pitchman and handyman to have around. So I expect you to steal a little, but don't be greedy, partner. You got a big mouth. You know that, Brand, and someday someone's going to close it for you forever. So again, foreshadowing. So let's see. So it's finally time for Deadman to make his the time for his Daredevil act.
Yeah.
And of course he's ready. And then crack. Was that a shot? Eek! He's falling. Toby the Clown was the nearest one to the body when it struck. Somebody get a cop. I'm the law. Get a doctor. Forget the doctor, Mr. Law. He's had it. So he's dead. Boston Brown is no more. But perhaps this guy's thing about Ramna Kushna. Maybe his story isn't completely over yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, so only this one lady who he didn't really treat very well is crying for him, and the others, I won't forget you. Neither will I. Thank good riddance. You're kicking me out, Brand. Well, you're gone. I'm still in the show, huh? So people aren't really that sad that he's gone. But let's see. We flash back to the time where, Boston fell to the ground, and forget the doctor. He's had it. Are you kidding, Toby? Don't pull the cape over me. Quit joking. The crowd won't understand. And he's like, he figures out, like, wait, what's going on? Cut it out. I'm okay. I tell you, I'm alive. No, you're not, my son. You died 3 minutes ago. Who said that? There's nobody here but Dora the baby elephant. I said you were alive, my son. You died 3 minutes ago. So apparently this, Ramna can take over bodies, like this baby elephant here. Of course, he's, in the rain. That rain feels good. They sees one of the mice from the circus. He goes, my hand went right through it. And he goes, I told you, my son, you were not alive. There's no more substance to your body than there is the west wind or April mist. Listen well, for Ramna speak but once. Boston Brown, you shall have the power to walk among until you have found the one who killed you. Are you crazy? If I can't hold a mouse in my hand, how can I grab a killer? This bald guy here was a strong man that literally barged in his dressing room, but he finds out that he has the power to take over other people's bodies. So yeah, pretty unusual power.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, just have a superhero, but he's dead.
Right.
So let's see. Having taken this strong man's body over, Tiny, he begins to look for his killer. Let's see. Okay, Heldrick, here's the 50,000, and here's your pound of snow, Ramsey. Now, I was going to say here that apparently, I'm surprised the Comics Code let this through, but apparently this may be the first mentioning of drugs in an American comic. It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought when Spider-Man did those drug issues with Harry Osborn and the pills, I thought that was it, but no. Apparently, this was at least one of the first times.
Yeah.
So now Boston, having taken over this guy's body, Tiny, I came for the dream dust, the what? Snow, poppy juice, opium, baby. Who told you about? You did. You said snow, and what else sells for 50,000 a pound? Why, you dirty? Ugh. So this guy throws him. I get a roof. I've heard of oof and ow, but never a roof as a dialogue for something being thrown or punched. A roof.
It's a good one.
A roof. Yeah. So let's see. Of course, here's the guy from before, the crooked lawman, grazes Tiny with a shot. So now him and this other guy carrying Tiny. So he leaves his body and goes in the sheriff's body. What for? Here's what for. Ouf! Now to get back in Tiny's body. So let's see. Tiny, what's going on with the rich and the constable? Dough smuggling, Miss Laura. Heinrich was picking it up in Mexico, where the snow spends the winter, and then peddling it in every town on the circuit. Let's see. So I tell you, you're crazy. I didn't sock you. Oh, Tiny, if the cops hadn't caught them, they would close us down. But how'd you figure it out? You mean a guy as dumb as me? Well, Boston actually told me before he died. Boston, now that he's gone, even a friend like you more. Leave me? Not a chance, Miss Laura. Tiny won't, but I'll have to. One day I will find my killer. And it starts out so pretty, not a very non-traditional superhero story, I thought. That's kind of, I think, pretty ballsy even to do that back then. That was pretty, really thinking outside the box there.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I wonder, was this after, Marvel got big? Maybe did that force DC to try new things?
I think
right?
Marvel really caught on, I think, in 62.
Yeah.
63. And a lot of people, still don't know this, but even back then, Marvel was outselling DC.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah. I mean, I got to imagine DC just seems very old-fashioned, stodgy compared to, teenager Peter Parker with, modern problems. And, I don't know if the realistic family of the Fantastic Four was a big draw for kids, but I mean, I think, in general, Marvel was more realistic, more grounded in reality, real cities, problems that regular people could, relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of glad you mentioned that about DC being stodgy, and that from what I've heard, even the 60s, it was like very like business suit, shirts and ties. But Marvel, I understand, was actually a little more liberal.
Sure.
No Mr. Lee. It's like, no, just call me Stan or call me Jack.
Yeah.
First name basis. And I think Julie Schwartz came in every day with a shirt and tie.
Yeah.
But I think Marvel was more open to hearing, hey, I got this pitch. I went to a comic book called Son of Satan. It's like, oh yeah, do it. Sure, do it. But DC, it's like, no, we can't do that.
Right, of course, yeah.
Marvel just say, sure, yeah, do it. Go ahead and do it. Yeah. I got this idea of a guy that dies, and he's a motorcycle stuntman. It's like, Ghost Rider. It's like, oh yeah, do it. So See what else I have here. There's a few more slides. I don't want to go on for too long here, but so TNT actually, the rumors that in 2000 there was going to be a Deadman, either a film or live action series.
Oh yeah,
on TNT like years ago, but
yeah.
unfortunately never happened, which I think would have been pretty interesting. But for obscure character, Deadpool's has done pretty well for himself. Here he is from the Justice League Unlimited series,
Okay.
voiced by Michael Rosenbaum. Here he is from Justice League Dark.
Oh, okay.
With Bat-
Yeah, there were rumors
PT.
about a movie for that as well.
There were, yeah. They tried to put something together, but never got off the ground.
Yeah.
Let's see. And here he has his own action figure. He's got actually several
Nice.
action figures.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So glow in the dark. So
Oh, cool.
so
That's
for a guy
cool.
guy that's pretty obscure. He's done pretty well for himself, even to be in video games.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
so that's really the long and short of it. So let me come back to I guess I can stop sharing. Let's see. Actually, how do you stop sharing? Oh, here we go.
I did it. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you. So
all right. Very spooky Deadman. I mean, my first encounter with Deadman was a friend's lent me the Swamp Thing annual, where Swamp Thing has to travel into hell to rescue Abby, and he meets a lot of DC's occult supernatural characters. And so that was, I think he meets Deadman on the way into hell, and I think that was probably my first exposure to that character. I think Demon was probably in that episode as well. Phantom Stranger.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The supernatural DC character. Yeah, they got a lot of cool supernatural characters. DC.
Yeah, definitely. That's they put them to work in the Justice League Dark.
Yes.
I believe Guillermo del Toro was interested in directing a movie based on that, which seems like that guy has a lot, even though he's like really popular, has had a lot of big hits. Seems like he struggles to get a lot of his projects finished or into production.
Yeah, no, I read that too. Apparently he still is. Apparently he's still interested in doing one, but we might see one in James Gunn's new DC if it does well, if the movies do well.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a series, or because I think of all the heroes, the characters they have, I think that would be pretty interesting to have. I think would be a good miniseries or film.
Undoubtedly. Well, I think
I really do.
All right. So happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And
happy Halloween.
From the Code Rad Show and from Cthulhu, we all say goodbye.
Yes.
See you next time, next week. Halloween. Probably more Doctor Who. We'll see.
Yes.
It might even be a kind of a spooky episode of Doctor Who.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. Guys, we got to wait and see.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Jim.
Oh, take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Arrivederci.